there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we are in my favorite little town in Brazil, Ouro Preto. It's on the Estrada Real, the Royal Way, which goes through the state of Minas Gerais. This is where you see colonial Brazil. You see where the mines were and all the gems and the gold and all that stuff. That came from this region. And Ouro Preto got a lot of the booty from all that in terms of what they built here and stuff like that. And this is a fantastic place. About 2 hours on the bus, hourly buses from Belo Horizonte to get here. Easy to get to, great place. But anyway, even places I love so much like Ouro Preto, there's things I love and there's things I hate. And so today what we have for you are the 5 things you're gonna love and hate about coming to Ouro Preto. Now let's get the bad news out of the way first, okay? And the biggest thing you're probably not gonna like when you come here are the hills. This is literally hill, hill, hill. You are gonna be walking uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. Shin splints are your new best friend. Just realize if you're coming here, you're gonna be walking a lot up and down very steep hills. Like literally, you'll see cars, you're like, shouldn't that car be sliding down the hill? I mean, it is kind of crazy how hill it is here. And you will be out of breath. Even if you're not a chubby guy like me, if you're in shape, man, these hills can be quite a bit. So just heads up on that one. Second thing you're not gonna like when you come here is, you see the church behind me? São Francisco de Assisi, St. Francis of Assisi, one of the coolest churches in Brazil. The roof, the guy that painted it, it took him 10 years laying on his back to paint it. You know, it's kind of like their Sistine Chapel of Brazil in terms of how that thing is up there. It is phenomenal, but you can't take pictures. And that sucks because there's so many things I'd love to show you in the video and stuff like that in the pictures, but I can't. And when you're going to these places, they are so phenomenal. And you wonder, why do people only talk about the beaches in Brazil and stuff like that? Well, I can't share pictures about the phenomenal St. Francis Church behind me. I can only show you from the exterior. And when I go to the museum here, which is really well done on the Praça Tiradentes, the main square here, the great museum you want to go into, I can't show pictures from there in there either, or Pilar, the church there. And that gets really frustrating. You're like, this is so great. And yes, I mean, you'll see in the views here, I'm showing you all these pictures of the town and stuff, but I can't take pictures inside, and that's kind of frustrating. The third thing you might not like is, look, you need to know is Ouro Preto is not really big on the international tourist map, but it is big on the Brazilian tourist map. So there's lots of guides here, tons of guides, drivers, all kinds of stuff, but they all speak Portuguese. And most of them only speak Portuguese. There's very little English spoken here, so you need to know some Portuguese when you come. And we've had lots of guides when we've been here, and they've been great and fun, know their families and stuff like that. But we speak Portuguese, and when we didn't, when Jocelyn or the boys didn't understand, I could translate for them. So it made it fantastic. But just know, English isn't going to be everywhere, okay? Your hotel staff probably won't speak too much English, so make sure you know a little Portuguese when you come, because you're kind of surprised it's such a big tourist place like this for Brazilians where they come. For international tourists, there's not quite as much English out there, but know a little Portuguese, you'll be fine. And the Brazilians are awesome because they'll still communicate with you, so it's not really a big problem. It's just something some people get a little bit worried about, okay? Now, the fourth thing you might not like when you come here is when you do come here, because we're in mountains and windy roads where the mines are. And so when you're on the bus here, it's a line of windiness and up and down and stuff like this. And sometimes if you're not on the BR, the highway, your tummy might get a little bit of, I need some Dramamine, need something for motion sickness, because I have seen some tourists that were a little queasy with the drives and stuff like that. So just know if you do have motion sickness, bring some pills, because it's still worth it even with the motion sickness, okay? And the fifth thing you're not going to like about coming to Ouro Preto, okay, one thing you're going to do is, I want to talk about later, you're going to take a train to Mariana. Literally, you can take it's like 10 miles, 15 kilometers from Ouro Preto, but you want to take the tourist train, which goes, by a waterfall and all this kind of stuff to see the kind of the outdoor beauty of Minas Gerais. But the thing is, when you go to buy your ticket, you'll see like, it's 9:30, I should be able to get my ticket and get on the train. Look, the line there, it takes forever. When they print out tickets in Brazil, it's like they print out a whole tree. And sometimes if you had to have a discount, like for Liam, he was 5, so he was free. I had to have his passport to prove his age. So if you're over 60 or something like that and you're gonna get the discount senior rate, you might need your ID if they don't trust you. I mean, and it takes forever to get the tickets. So what I recommend is stop by the train station the day before and get your tickets so you can just go right online. And the train only goes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It leaves at 10 o'clock, and the train shows up like 9:20, 9:30. And there's two sections. There's a standard section and the panoramic section. Everybody wants the panoramic, so it sells out. So you don't really get a good seat there. You're usually on the left side. You want to sit on the right side of the train, but you can buy the standard ticket. It's just fine. We actually bought panoramic, didn't like the seats, and moved to the standard section because you can see out the windows just as well. But getting the tickets, it can be quite frustrating. And if you're staying up in the top part of the city by Tiradentes, you got to go all the way down to get the tickets and come all the way back up. So there is that, okay? Now, those are things you're not going to like when you're here, but I'll be honest, this place is fantastic. There's tons of Pousadas, which are little Portuguese, like small hotels and stuff like that are here. The only problem is a lot of them aren't online, so make sure you're looking to, you know, in your TripAdvisor, your bookings, your Trivago, things like that, or just search online Pousadas in Ouro Preto, and you should be able to find something, because this place is fantastic. And so I should probably go through what you're going to love. What you're going to love the most is the colonial history of Ouro Preto. You have these fantastic churches. St. Francis of Assisi's, the man that painted it, on the inside, he couldn't use his hands, so they strapped it, his stuff onto his wrist, and he worked that way. I mean, the artwork here is amazing when you go inside. The museum on the square is phenomenal, and the audio guide, they have an English audio guide. It's really good, actually. I was really happy with it. Even Caleb was 9. He listened to every single thing and was focused on it. It's really cool when you go there. The Pilar Church, you know, there's so many great sights to see here, and you see the colonial streets and the architecture and all that here. You see this old historic Brazil when you are here, and that is what's really fantastic about it. That's why I love it the most. Second thing I love is, well, it's something from Minas Gerais, Comida Mineira. Mineran food from Minas Gerais. It is the beans, rice. You got tutu, which is like beans, rice, and farofa, this flour mixed together with other stuff in there, and bacon bits, it seems like, and tropeiro. There's so many great regional dishes here in Minas. This is like the gut buster Thanksgiving meal, you know, capital of Brazil when you eat here. So when you go to eat, queijo mineiro, the cheese from Minas is famous around the country. You eat that with doce de leite, like a caramel thing for dessert. Oh my God. I'm getting so hungry just talking about this. This is my favorite food in Brazil. This is my favorite food anywhere in the world. It is just awesome. So come here, you're gonna love the Mineran food, okay? So make sure when you go around, look for food that sells, you know, comida traditional food, or comida mineira. And you're gonna see are some restaurants, and they sell pro kilo, by the kilo. So you load up your plate with whatever you want, you put it on the waiter, and you pay that way. Actually works out pretty well. Some will have, you know, unlimited, you can pay that way too. But you'll be fine with the food. That's why it's the second thing. That's why it's so high on the list. Usually food shows up, but this time it is so on there, okay? The third thing that I really love about coming to Ouro Preto, and it's why I came back with my family and stuff like that, is this is safe. Ouro Preto is a safe town. I mean, you can walk the streets at night in the city and do things. I mean, obviously you don't stay out too late where it gets too crazy, but we're walking home at night way down the hill to our hotel and stuff like that. And it's really safe. I'm not grabbing my wallet every 5 seconds, wondering, you know, in Rio where I'm looking around all the time or stuff like that. You can really kind of lay back a little bit more and relax and take it all in. There's a market right over here with all this great stonework. You can go wander through the market and not worry about your stuff. My kids are here. That market right there. My kids are wandering around it. No problem. We're having a nice time there, enjoying it as a family. And I'm not worried about it. And that's what's really great about Minas Gerais in general. There's a lot of Brazilian tourists come here. There's a lot of safety. They're taking care of the tourists. But it's the safety fact that I really enjoy when I am here. The fourth thing you're gonna love when you come here are the views all around town. I mean, look, here, they're just gonna turn the thing. This isn't even a special view. It's just a hill. Look, church on top with the hills and stuff like this. I mean, this city is amazing for the views. You go around, you take it all in. You're walking up these hills. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. But you look back and you get views like this. I mean, how can you pass that up? It is just amazing. You can wander the streets and take in the atmosphere, all this kind of things. It is truly phenomenal. And the fifth thing you're gonna love when you come here is there's so much to do aside from just the colonial history stuff. You got kids, you can take them to mines. We went to Mina de Passagem, which is between here and Mariana. I mean, it was like, yeah, like 4 miles away. I mean, it takes me longer to get to work in the morning, okay? And I live in a small town. And you go there and you go down, you know, like 200 meters, 300 meters down into the ground on this old mine cart from the 1880s or something like that. I mean, it's 1830s, and it's just crazy, but it's so much fun. And the kids love it. There's mines all over here. You can do some hiking around here. I mean, it's great. I mean, you'll see signs for it. Watch out for the bikers. People bike in these hills. Motorcyclists, they come here once a year for Tiradentes bike weekend. I mean, it's just so much more stuff to do here, and that would include going to Mariana. Go take that tourist train, okay? All the guidebooks say, oh, it's 30 minutes to get there. That's a bunch of crap. That's why I know a lot of those guidebooks don't actually come here, is the actual train ride will take you about an hour. So it leaves at 10. They finally get everybody on about 10, 15, and then you get there about 11, 11:15. And if you got kids, there's an awesome playground right at the train station in Mariana. And you go up and see the churches there. But there's all kinds of other cool places you can go. You can go to Congonhas, where they have the Stations of the Cross and a great church there for a day trip. There's so many fantastic things you can do from Ouro Preto as well. And that's why, honestly, it's my favorite city in Brazil, and I cannot recommend it enough. I wish more international travelers would come here, because it is awesome. Though I will say another thing that kind of sucks is all that stonework is so awesome. You want to buy it, but it's so heavy. So I have actually no idea how I'm going to get all the stuff we bought here back to the US. But hey, it was great. So please go explore Minas Gerais. Come to Ouro Preto. Enjoy things around here. Help out the locals when you come, because you know what? It's worth it. This place is fantastic. Anyway, I'll say bye or adeus from Ouro Preto, Brazil. Bye.